display the values. Can I modify this particular output on the output screen? Yes, you can very easily modify the contents of the output screen. How to do this? This can be done using formatted output specifiers. Let's try with some examples. I'll take two numbers. One, a variable which is of type integer with a value say 13, and a float variable, let me say b, with a value say 13.1853. Let's try display the value of a on the output screen with various specifiers. So here I'll say printf %d followed by /t and say %5d. And in both the cases, let me try to print the value of a itself. What exactly %5d does? Now let's try to trace the output of this. So here I'll write the output on the next line. Assume that this is the left hand side of the screen. %d will display the a on the output screen. So a value is 13, hence it displays 13. After that, /t will make the cursor to move by next process. Assume that this is the tab stop. So the next value of a has to be displayed from this location. But I have used a formatted output called as 5d, which means that from this space you are supposed to count 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within this, I'm supposed to print the value of a. The value of a is 13. So here 3 and 1 will appear on the screen, which means that the value of 13 is going to be displayed again on the output screen after some spaces. 5d, the number of digits are 2, hence it will leave 3 spaces and then print value of a. Let me try one more printf instruction. Now, I've used a formatted output at this place to display the value of a with 3 separate specifiers: %d, %7d, and %2d. Now, if I assume this as the left hand of the screen, %d will display the value of a as 13, 1, 3. Now, the cursor is next to 3. So, in the previous example, I used the /t, which means that the cursor had to move by multiple spaces. But here, when I say 13, it should use the 7 specifiers or 7 spaces after this particular 3. So count 7 spaces after this 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then display the value of a within these 7 spaces. The alignment of these instructions is always from right to left. So 7 spaces and then print this a. Then after this, the cursor next line, %2d says that you have to leave 2 spaces and then print the value of a. 2 spaces. The number of digits are 2 in this. So hence, what it does is, it will display the number as it is on the screen. So this is the first set is using %d. The next set is using %7d. And the next set is %2d. We are trying to format the output on the screen by aligning some spaces. So we have used %d specifier. Now let's try with some %f specifiers. Assume that I had displayed the value of p. Now I am trying to display the value of p on the output screen with 3 specifiers: %f, %10f, %15f. How to do this? %f, as the number says, value of b has to be displayed on the output screen. Value of b is 13.1853. So if I assume this is the left hand side of the screen, it will display 13.1853 followed by how many zeros? 2 zeros. Just now we concluded that %f will always display 6 fractional digits. %10f b. It means that I am to display the entire number within 10 spaces. When I'm displaying the number, should I consider the number which is assigned or should I consider the number with 6 fractional digits? Always consider the number with 6 fractional digits. So how many digits are there in this? I have 6 fractional digits in the fractional part and 2 digits in the integer part. And 1 space will be consumed for decimal. So total, how many spaces? 9 spaces. And allocated spaces are how much? 10. It means that just leave 1 space and then print the number as 13.185300. Now, since the allocated spaces are 10, I should count the digits and then allocate a space. Or you can say leave 10 spaces and then print the number from right to left. You can say that way also. Percentage 15F, which means the value of B has to be displayed in some spaces which is left as 15. The number of digits are how much in this? 9 digits. We have 9 digits in this. The previous specifier said 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many spaces are left? 15. So 15 minus 9 is 6. So I have to leave 6 blank spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then print the number as 13.185300. We can leave these spaces when I generate these outputs. So whenever I'm using these formatted outputs, we should always generate spaces between the numbers. Generally, if a question is asked to display the result in a tabular form, in that case we go for these formatted outputs. Let me try with one more example. Suppose if I have a variable as float b equals to say 13.1752. If I use a specifier as printf percentage 10.3f comma the value of b. What 10.3f formatted output specifier says? It says that you are supposed to leave 10 spaces. Count the spaces: 3, 6, 9 and 110. Within these 10 spaces, I need to allocate 3 for the fractional digits. 1, 2, 3 and leave at the space. 10 spaces of which 3 are given for fractional values, 1 is consumed by decimal and 6 are left for the integer part. How many there are in the integer part? 2. So first align these integer values. Reduce these 4 digits to 3 digits. When I say reduce, you are not supposed to just take out the digit. You should always round off the number. In this process, if you have a number less than 5, keep the number as it is. If you have greater than 5, then the number which is preceding that should be increased by 1. So here I'll have the number as 175 because 2 is less than 5, hence I'll keep the number as it is. If this could have been percentage 10.2d, what would have been the number? In that case, the number would have been 13.18 because the number which is preceding is more than 5, hence we conclude that particular number in this particular 8. So hence the number would have been 13.18. So the formatted output is basically to play with the specifier percentage f, percentage d. I have said examples with percentage d and percentage f. You can try with percentage c, percentage s. The meaning still remains same. You have to have these values. We have seen with printf. Can I have same thing with scanf? Yes, we can have even with scanf also. Let me try an example with scanf instruction. Suppose if I have scanf percentage 3d comma ampersand of a. What exactly it says? Till now we have been using only percentage d. You might wonder what percentage 3d will do. Percentage 3d will now read 3 digits into a. If the user enters less than 3 digits, the number will be read as it is. If the user enters more than 3 digits, only the first 3 digits will be stored into a. Suppose if the input goes as say 12 and hit the enter key, a will store 12. If I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and hit the enter key, in this case a will store only 1, 2, 3. So percentage 3d means that it should read only 3 decimal values in this particular a. So that's it about the scanf instruction with various formatted specifiers. Thank you.